Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back again. Today we have Dr. Seema Manral Negi from Maharashtra, Mumbai, Maharashtra. She is the Global Goodwill Ambassador and Edu Leader, Principal Sanjeevani World School, Director Sharp Minds, a life coach, and influencer. She participates as a speaker in various national and international conferences. She is associated with many social and educational organizations worldwide. She is a recipient of many awards for her passion and dedication towards education and the society. She has an amazing experience of more than 2 decades in the field of education and social work. She firmly believes that she has a legacy to leave behind, a legacy in the form of successful students who are an asset to the society and a holistic being. As an educator, she willingly embraces the responsibility to prepare students not only for exams but for future for life as well. Her success mantra is for the students, with the students, by the students always. She believes in moving ahead and holding hands for everyone to achieve their dreams and vision. Let's welcome Dr. Seema Minral Negi. Good evening,
Good
ma'am. How are
evening. Good
you?
evening. Namaskar, Reena ji. All
Namaste.
good. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. And I'm truly honored and humbled to be here on your platform. It's always
Thank you so
lovely to
much.
see you virtual every evening. I'm here a part of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, our topic today is bringing the building up a strong community of togetherness during online education. We will be going ahead with it, but as my usual question, you coming from the forces background, what triggered in your mind that you came into education?
Lovely question, and I think one of my favorite question also. Coming from defense background, I think trains you for life because you are ready for any kind of adversity. I mean, if I talk about my life, after every 3 years, we used to pack our bag and baggages and move to a new city. That is how defense life is. See, see this thing taught me that come what may, you don't have to stop and you have to embrace the
Exactly.
change. And that is how I think embracing the change became my life mantra. And I joined corporate first, but from corporate then I felt my calling is something else. My calling is with the young minds, and then there was no looking back. From last 2 decades, more than 2 decades, it's education field. And what binds me with this field is the smiling faces of my children when they enter the school premises. I think that is my motivation to get up every morning and go for my work, whether it's online or it's offline.
Yeah, because I call it the online era,
Yes, the
and
online era.
this online the online era is really taking somewhere it's bringing everybody together. Somewhere it is just parting ways for everybody. So,
True.
ma'am, how would you say that this era is going to last long? How long would it last, and how would you take it up? Because you have
See,
been dealing
this
with it
era,
every day you've been dealing with it, new challenges, new perspectives, new questions coming every day.
so Reena ji, this era is going to stay for a longer time, not just because it is online right now or the situation out there is not good and we are still scared to go out, but then blended learning will become a part of the new normal that we are talking about. So this era has taught us that we need to move ahead by upskilling ourselves and collaborating with everyone worldwide. I think today, me sitting in Mumbai and you sitting in Dehradun, we are collaborating so well. So
Exactly.
that is what this era has taught us. And this era is not going to go away because the kind of bonding, the kind of relation we have made now, they will stay for a very, very long time. And I think I always say, though we have a lot of negative thinking these days, we have a lot of mental stress, and we do crib about the situation. This is a time of opportunity. This is the time of hand holding. This is the time of collaboration and moving ahead. And I think entire world is doing that.
Right. So, ma'am, let's come to the main topic: bringing togetherness in today's world of online education. How will you state it?
So when I say in the world of online education, you and I, both of us, we know that it is all virtual now. There
Exactly.
is we are in front of a screen. Sometimes we see our students, our parents, our audience just as a small box or just as a small
Yeah.
dot, and that is our audience. So here togetherness means a different community. Here togetherness means that how well you are understanding each other and how well you are going ahead with two attributes. One for me is gratitude, and second one is empathy. Are we understanding each other's situation? Are we understanding how important is it right now to go ahead with the survival mechanism? And there we need to be a strong support for each other. See, choice is
Exactly.
ours. Either we become a stagnant, either we become the stagnant water, or we become like river. We have to keep on flowing. We have to keep on moving. So I see it this way. I see it that when we talk about online, we need to be more approachable. We need to be there. We have, I think, broken all the boundaries of time and state and everything, and we are there available 24 into 7. But that is not just for saying, we need to be there for each other.
Exactly. So, ma'am, how would you say that why do we believe in the concept of building a strong community of togetherness? Because some way or the other, like things are just like at times I say it's falling out of our hands. Like the kids, they want to come to school. We want to meet our kids, right? We are missing them, so are they.
Yes.
So, when this gap is widening day by day, why do you believe in the concept of building a strong community of togetherness?
Because रीना जी, let me give you a very small analogy. जब हम रेत को हाथ में पकड़ते हैं और उसको मुट्ठी में बांधने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो रेत कभी हाथ में नहीं रहती, वो हमारे हाथ से निकल
फिसल
जाती है,
जाते.
वो फिसल जाती है. सो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द सिचुएशन रेत की जैसी है, आज हाथ से निकल
हाँ
रही है.
जी.
हाउ डू वी बाइंड इट? To bind it now, we have a beautiful concept. We have technology with us. Technology is the new future. It is going to stay. So why we do not embrace it willingly? And technology has given us the chance to reach out to a student anywhere, anytime, to reach out to a parents
Right.
anywhere, anytime. So if we utilize in a proper, productive manner, I think there is nothing which is going to stop us. It is just that we are physically distant with our children, but we are emotionally very, very connected. So this is the time of emotionally getting connected. This is the time of keeping in mind others' emotional and social needs, because we are confined to our four walls, but that is just a cage for our physical being. But when we speak
Exactly.
about our mental and emotional being, we can be connected to each other, whether it's through our screen or it's through our FaceTime call or it's through just a simple WhatsApp message. We are connected, and I think we are better connected than what we were before.
Yeah, because before the students, they had to wait. Ki when can we go and meet ma'am? And now every day, anytime ma'am can be with
Yes,
them.
yes,
So
I
that is.
completely agree.
So, ma'am, how can schools bridge the gap that exists between schools and parents and make parents a part of a very strong community of togetherness?
This is a lovely question. See, if I take today's example, what is happening in today's scenario, now it is entire school is open to all the parents and house is open to the school. Whenever we are going ahead with online teaching learning session, also we see our children, we see their house, we see their parents, sometimes we see grandparents also. So it is very important today that we need to understand each other. We need to come together more than ever. I'll give you a very small example what we do in our school. For us, when we form PTA, Parent Teacher Association, so rather than forming Parent Teacher Association, our school has PTSA, Parent Teacher Student Association, because
Okay.
ultimately we are working for students. So that student
Right.
factor is very important. So now when we see sometime that in a particular house wherein teacher has observed something during online lecture, and we feel, yes, this is the place wherein we have to reach, trust me, we give them a call and we reach them. We have never done it earlier, never. But today we are more connected to our parents, and similar kind of response we are getting from our parents. I mean, they are there for us. I mean, if you go and read our Facebook page, every time. It makes you speechless when you see the kind of appreciation parents are giving us, which I have never seen earlier, what we are seeing at today's situation. So we need to build up a very, very strong community.
Right. So, ma'am, like building up a strong community, like what do you think is the strength among us that is motivating us to go beyond all measures and build this community up? Because it's like even I have been telling earlier also that I have always wanted that parents, like even you're aware of it, many times you've spoken also, that I have always wanted that parents and teachers should be on one platform. Like they should walk hand in hand. That is what I say. Like until and unless they are walking together, things can never be possible. And that is what this online education has proved, because until and unless the parents were ready for this online education, we wouldn't have been able to do it. So, like, how are you collaborating with people around, and how is it that across the globe this concept is being strengthened?
See, like as an educator, suppose I want to bring the best of speaker for my children from around the globe now. Initially, it was very difficult. Now, everything is easy because everything is virtual. And more than that, again, I will give you one example, which is one of my favorite. I always quote this. That is like, you might have seen Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra.
Yes, ma'am.
When we
Yes,
talk about Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra, there are three very important concepts. Attributes there. One is the chariot wherein God and goddesses they sit, and one, the group of people who pull the chariot, and third, the group of people who cheer for the people who are pulling the chariot. So I always say that our students are sitting in that chariot, and if parents are pulling it, teachers need to cheer or school needs to cheer. And when school is pulling that chariot, parents need to cheer. And when we do this for each other, we become integral part of one community who stands very, very firmly behind the child, because behind the child, an institution called home and an institution called school needs to stand together. That is from the family and home front. And when it comes to the entire world, today, if I know a particular person can enhance a lot of values to the teaching learning that we are following, I can reach to them, because today world has opened its door and everybody is ready to contribute. Everybody is going to give that extra thing which they have in it. Nobody has ever thought of this earlier. We have never thought that virtually we will let our voice reach around the globe. But today it is happening. And that is the power of togetherness.
In fact, educationists from across the world are ready to help each other.
Yes, we are sharing resources.
Exactly. Yes, resources. And they like, I have been approached by 2-3 of them who say that we want to help our Indian friends, we want to help our Indian teaching fraternity. We can guide them a lot. So I said, why don't you come aboard? So they are definitely going to come aboard, and we will definitely have a very good learning experience from them.
And that is what Reenaji matters, that we are there for each other. And you are doing a wonderful job that you are bringing everyone together. That is the beautiful model of collaboration.
Had I not been collaborating with all of you, it wouldn't have been possible for me. So it's all our collective effort that we are doing. It's not just me, it's not just my effort. It's all of us that we are here together for our students, for our parents, for our teachers, because we need to set some role examples ahead, like in front of their eyes, that we are there for them every time.
So very, very true. I mean, alone we might be just small drops, but together we are mighty ocean.
Exactly. We are a huge ocean. Like, in fact, I think when all of us are together, even the oceans are smaller. So that is what, like, that has to be, like, it has to be imbibed in us that we need to work together. So, ma'am, another question, I'm just throwing questions on you, not letting you speak. I'm sorry for that.
Perfectly all right. Perfectly all right. Yes.
So, ma'am, do you think this model of collaboration or togetherness will sustain post-virtual world as well?
Important, very important, because sustainability always most important. Sustainability is most important. But Reenaji, if we see the trend from last few days or few months, you will observe that the relations that are building during this time, always the relation that are built during the adverse situation or adverse time, they have a long way to go. Together we have embraced this. Together we have embraced this change. And I think each one of us is ready for this new change now. Today we are meeting virtually. Tomorrow we will be meeting on the physical world. So we are waiting for that opportunity. And I think, as I already said, that the relations which are built during adverse situation, I mean, these are the relations which are built on empathy, and these are the relations which are built on gratitude. And a heart full of gratitude is always close to abundance. So definitely it has a long way to go, and it is here to stay. It is here to stay.
Right. So, ma'am, what I'm just going a bit off track. What do you feel is going to be like? Everybody has speculations the schools will open in the end of July or mid of August or this that. Like, what do you feel? Like, how are things going to happen? And how will we be able to tell the kids to maintain social distancing? Because once they meet, they forget everything. They need to hug each other, they need to hold each other's hand, they need to sit with each other and have food together. So how are we going to do it in future once the school reopens?
See, once the school reopens, this is one of the biggest challenge, and also one of the biggest challenge will be their emotional and mental health. Because as you said, the moment they will come out, they want to meet each other, they want to share their tiffin, they want to hug each other. So whatever challenges we are facing right now, the challenge that we will face when the schools will reopen will be much more challenging than this. And here I think a lot of role will be played by, again, teachers as mentors and the counselors of the schools. Because telling a child not to sit with his or her friend, not to share the tiffin, till now we always used to say sharing is caring. Now we have changed that narrative. So here a lot of expertise will be needed from the counselors, and again I say, mentoring is very necessary. So we are also going ahead with that in our school. Also, we have given mentor teachers to our children, so that slowly and steadily we have to prepare them from now, that once you will come out of your house, the things will be different. Are we mentally preparing them? So they need mental preparation before they come out to the physical world. So what we will do right now will again go a long way when the children will come to school, whether it's maintaining social distancing or maintaining distance from their own friends, stopping them from hugging each other or sitting with each other. That will be biggest challenge.
Exactly.
But
Because
all of us will do, because as an educator we know that we have to do it, and there are certain guidelines and SOPs that each one of us are following, and all the governments have come out with all the SOPs. So we have to follow that, and it might be difficult, but it won't be impossible. We'll do it together.
because impossible itself spells I am possible.
I'm possible. True, very true.
Exactly.
So it's a situation, and every situation has a solution.
And nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent.
True.
Like there is everything that can be done through a proper strategy and through a proper method. So, ma'am, why do you need a togetherness model? Because I know you are an expert in bringing things together. You've been doing so much of social work. You've been engaging with students, parents. You've been a global ambassador, goodwill ambassador. You've been into too much of social work and education at the same time. So, why do you feel that we need a togetherness model, especially in the education sector?
So Reena
Like
ji,
I won't talk.
hmm,
I won't. Sorry to interrupt. I won't talk only about the education sector. Like it
hmm,
is everywhere that we require to be together
hmm.
in any sector. Until and unless we collaborate, we cannot go ahead in any of the sectors. So why do you feel we need a togetherness model?
So, Reena ji, the basic question is, alone, how much can I do? Okay, I can do everything alone, but with whom am I sharing my success? Who is there for me? Who is there when I need a shoulder to cry? Who is there when I want to party out? We need people around. And when we need people around, and if we will rise up from our own petty issues, that we just need people around because that is for our soul satisfaction, then this is very, very petty. When we need people around because we want to collaborate and we want to see them growing, I think that is what, when you feel the eternal satisfaction. So I personally feel whichever sector it is, whichever sector, whether it's a professional sector, it's educational sector, it's any of the social arena, we need to bring in people together. We need to handhold them. We need to make them grow. A cliche term which is always used for females, which I say cliche because I do not believe in, is that females cannot see other females growing. And that is what I think I want to break it.
I know.
Why do we
I
have to
think we
say
are
this?
breaking it.
Yes,
I think
we
we
are
both are
breaking it.
breaking it.
Yes, and that is
Exactly.
what is
Because
needed. That is what is needed. We need progressive minded people who have clear vision that yes, everybody needs to grow. Everybody has a space to grow. The only thing is what they need is a positive motivation. I mean, why do we bring in attributes like jealousy, negativity? The day we will overcome these things, trust me, togetherness it will be a beautiful journey. It's always a beautiful journey wherein each and every destination will be celebrated. When Reena ji will achieve something, entire world will celebrate. When somebody else will achieve, everybody
when
will celebrate. So
Seema ma'am has been really achieving something, and we all are very proud to be associated with you. No, like we have always, you know, very clearly, because I speak very clearly. I don't have two words. It's just one word, and that is you are excellent. You are doing a wonderful job, and that is what I have been mentioning on the social media also, and you know, personally also, whenever I'm talking, I have always been heads on to you that like हाथ जोड़ के दंडवत प्रणाम, आपने बहुत कुछ किया, and that is what, you know, that has motivated me also to do something. Earlier when I spoke to you, I told you very clearly that this is my first time that I'm trying to do something different.
So I
And
think for that again, so Reena ji, I will just say that this moment I really want to say that everything that I do, the entire credit goes to my team. Again, I mean, I might be a face of an institution, but the back end team is so supportive, and I ensure that they get their due credit. I mean, many of the educators tell me, why do I give so much of social media exposure to my team? But I firmly believe if they will grow, my institution will grow. If they will grow, my children will grow. If they will grow, all of us will grow. So I want each one of us in your own sphere, grow, keep on moving. And when I talk about moving, for me, forward is the only direction.
Exactly. Ma'am, like you mentioned, your team is your strength. During this, this, you can say, this adverse situation that we all are facing, how are you keeping their morale high so that they are blindly following your footsteps without looking here or there, without seeing that we are going right or we are going wrong? They're just following you. How are you able to manage that?
I think I have reversed the entire thing. I am following their footsteps. So I have reversed the thing. I have a very, very strong team, a strong team with strong opinion, and I let them express their opinion, and we have free flow of communication, and we decide, okay, out of 35 or 50, if this is the one who has told this thing this way and it can be done, okay, this teacher is responsible for this particular task, let's do it. If it fails, I am responsible as a head. If it succeeds, my team is responsible for that success, and it is working out very well, very well.
That's really amazing, and that's really wonderful. Like, in other words, I can say, like a famous proverb, one brain many hands makes a successful team, and I think that you are fulfilling. So it's
My
your
team
brain,
is always
and your
my
team
strength.
is and your team is your hands, and they are definitely doing a wonderful job. So, ma'am, like any practices that you follow to develop a strong bond with your school parents?
So parents, like I said that first of all, when I start from parents, all the parents have free access to our school. They have free access to our school. We are always available whenever there is something constructive that needs to be spoken about. So we always say, as parents, as long as they are giving us anything, whether it's feedback or it's criticism or it's appreciation, anything, as long as they are giving, everything is all right. So we take everything positively, and our major strength is our PTSA members. We have such strong PTSA members, the Parent Teacher Association, that they are the one who organize events for us. Just to give you an example, we have a signature program called Market Kshetra, a commerce-based project, wherein we as educationists do not have to look into anything. Our PTSA members, along with the senior grades, they organize it, again based on the concept of Made in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, that kind of concept, everything made in India, and they organize a fair wherein all the parents can come and they can be a part of that. They organize special celebrations for teachers wherein they perform. So it is like a platform wherein parents are coming and performing for teachers, because till the time we will not break this stereotype that it's one side teachers and one side schools, I don't think we can go ahead. And our PTMs, whenever we have PTMs, our PTMs are usually not known as PTMs, they are the gratitude days. So our teachers, they express a gratitude to parents that they have nurtured the child so well. And when our parents express the gratitude to teachers, I think the kind of bond that is created after that, giving feedback becomes very easy. So that's very important. And also, like in the rat race of marks and all, we do not say it's an open house day or it's report card day. We say it is achievers day, because each child has achieved something to go to next class. So that is celebrated as achievers day, and all our parents succeed that day as parent, and from one grade they also get promoted to other grade.
Other grade. That's excellent. Like you might be wondering what I'm doing, looking down every time I'm jotting down some points, which I really feel, it should be very like elaborated, whatever you are doing. It should be elaborated in front of everybody, that yes, it should be known to everybody that these things can also be imbibed and develop a very, very positive and a very fruitful relationship. So, like I was just jotting down these points. So, ma'am, like again, what practices do you follow to develop the close bond between your teachers and your students?
Students always are the priority of my life. When you were reading my, I think, profile also, you read for the student,
Yes,
by the
yes.
students, and I stand by that. I stand by that. I'll give you a very small example. A few days back, around 1 o'clock at night, I saw one message popping up on my messenger window. So it was good evening, so I ignored that time. But then second line when it came that tomorrow is my child's birthday. So I immediately opened that message, and it was from one of my ex-parent. I mean, I have left that organization 4 years back, and the parent wrote that it is my child's 12th birthday, and he was very fond of you when you were there in the school. Will you send the wishes for him? And immediately I wrote, you will get the wishes tomorrow. And that is what I think I believe in when it comes to my students. Today, when the situation is adverse, children are not coming to school. Trust me, for each and every birthday, right from nursery to grade 8, we have students till grade 8 right now. If there are 15 birthdays, 4 birthdays, 10 birthdays, 1 birthday, I sing for each and every child individually, and I send the video to them because they are very important. And when it was offline school, when physical school, I had an initiative called Principal Ki Pathshala. Under that initiative, we used to discuss everything under the sky. I mean, there was no limit that, okay, this cannot be discussed or that cannot be discussed. Children need to be heard. I always say children need to be heard. And always we don't have to restrict them that this is right, this is wrong. First, listen to them. Listen to them and then make them understand why it is wrong. If we will start shutting them, they will definitely discuss those things, but behind our backs. So let them discuss in front of us so that we can guide them properly. So yes, children are very special for me, and this is how I create a bond with them. Now, when it comes to teachers, again, my team, as I told you, they are my biggest support. I am nothing. I mean, if I talk about Sanjeevani World School, I'm just a face. It's the entire team who is doing the hard work behind each one of them. I mean, today, at times, I don't have to look back and see whether things are happening properly or not. Because our concept in school is a school needs to be known by the class teacher. If a grade 3 parent says that my class teacher is everything for me, I think that is our success. If a grade 8 parent says my class teacher is everything for me, I don't want to go and meet any authority, that is the success for me. And that is how we are grooming our team. And one day, this will become a successful model.
This will definitely become a successful model. And I think I'll be your biggest supporter in this, because whenever I'm going for any talks or anything, I have always propagated that don't block the path of your child towards you. Always
True.
keep it open, lightened with beautiful lights on both the sides, so that the child is comfortable coming to you and discussing his problems. Because until and unless we give them a hearing ear, they will not open up to us. They will not be able to succeed, because they will start growing up with those bad feelings, those confusions inside them. So
True.
it has always been like my dream that I have to somehow try and make I'm a very small human being, where I have always tried something that is better for kids. I have always wanted that this world be a very different place for them to live, a place where they can grow confidently, individually, and develop themselves into more determined and confident individuals. I
Reena ji,
think
I completely agree with what you said, because that is what needs to be there. I mean, that is what, if each one of us can give that kind of childhood and school journey to each and every child, then we will be successful. I mean, getting 100% result or 99% result do not guarantee success in life. But yes, we need to make our child ready for the adversities of life. And that is what is important. Since you spoke about light when you were speaking, I think something came to my mind. Each one of our teacher now, during this time, they have got a new term for themselves. They are the lighthouse. So my team is known as the lighthouse, because they are the one who, without any biases, without seeing whether it's day or night, they are providing that light to each and every child who needs that. So they are the lighthouse.
definitely, definitely, because you are the powerhouse. If they are the lighthouse, then you are the powerhouse. So, ma'am, one more question I would like to ask you. Uh, how is it that you can collectively promote togetherness as a community in your parents, teachers, students, and everybody around you, so that they come together in the we can say they come together to work collaboratively, collectively, and make Sanjeevani World School, or wherever you are or wherever you go, because as far as I know you, you will never leave this method. This has been imbibed into you that children are for you, you are for them, and you will always work for them. This is imbibed in you. So how are you going to imbibe these values of togetherness in everybody around you? Because that makes something different, that makes, in fact, that makes you different.
So, Reena to start with, I think, how ready are you to bow down? There is one prayer I strongly believe in, that God, you give me as much as height you want to give me, as much of success. When I say height, I'm talking about success. But do give me the power of bowing down. Do give me the power of bending down. Because if we have that power, there is nothing that we cannot achieve. There is nothing. What we do when we talk about our children, we as an educator, many a times we think that we are teachers, we are educator, we know everything. No, I think let's change the model. Let's learn from our children. Let's bow down to them. In this global world wherein everything is available on technology, going to Google and getting information is not a big deal. But then, are you ready to listen to them also? Very important. So when I talk about togetherness, for me, every voice matters. Whether it's a voice of a child, or it's a voice of a parent, or it's a voice of a staff. It can be our teachers, it can be our auxiliary staff. See, my main consideration is, if the guard of your school does not know the philosophy or vision of your school, then I think you are a failure. The guard should know what is the philosophy of the school. That much of togetherness should be there in the model. You need to take everyone together. Here, what we do, Reena ji, is on 1st of May, though we could not do it this time, on 1st of May, we celebrate Appreciation Day. Here, we call the family member of each and every person who is a part of our organization. And in front of their family member, we tell them how important is their son, their daughter-in-law for our organization. I mean, we want parents, we want the fraternity who is like not directly associated to us, but then who are the family members of our staff.
Exactly,
They should know how important are they. And that
exactly
is how
because without their support, your ancillary
yes.
staff cannot function.
cannot function. So we had moments wherein the mother-in-laws, they cried and they said, okay, अब हमें पता है हमारी बहू कहाँ रुकती है, आप रुका सकते हो, कोई problem नहीं है. So that is what we want, that everybody should understand for what cause we are working. See, we are teachers, we know we have to complete our portion, all that is there. But what are we doing beyond academics? What are we doing? Why do we have to wait for somebody to commit suicide and then we talk about adversity quotient? Why we are not building that quotient right from the early age when we can do that? See, with a lot of pride, we say we are educationists and the destiny of the nation is grooming in our class. So then what are we doing? So whenever anything happens, I say somewhere down the line, we are also responsible. I, as an educationist, is responsible if something wrong happens in society. Why I did not cater to it? And that is the responsibility each one of us have to take. So if all of us will take our small responsibility, like a small droplet of water, trust me, one day we will be the mighty ocean. And that is the power of togetherness I believe in.
No, that is really, really something, that has even boosted up my morale even higher. Because I also believe that until and unless, like I have been shouting since years, we as parents and teachers, we need to come together on the same platform, walk hand in hand. I think now, like till now, since 14th, I have come across nearly everybody who thinks on my same lines. I think that's one of the reasons why we all are there on the same platform.
Yes. So that's the power of collaboration, right? We all are thinking alike. We all are thinking together. Though with our own individual opinions and view, we still collaborate at one platform. That is the beauty. That is the power.
Right. Ma'am, a very sensitive question. Like in Maharashtra, there is a rule. In fact, I think in the entire country, there is a rule that 5% of children who are facing learning disabilities or are SEND students, that is special education needs students, are to be accommodated in each classroom. 5%. So, ma'am, how do you deal with such students in this pandemic era, in this online era? Because not all of them, see, a child who's dyslexic and dysgraphic might be comfortable through the visual learning, right? That is what we are teaching. But when it comes to writing down and copying down from the notes, the pictures that are being sent, they are not able to cope up. You'll agree to it. So yes. How are the teachers coping up with this?
Very sensitive question, no doubt, and very close to my heart, because all the special learning children, I mean, they are the children whom I feel I am personally accountable.
I think this is the topic, that bonded us together. This is the topic that bonded us together.
Very true, very true. So here what we have done, all the special learning children, like our counselors have one-on-one session with them. Though they sit for the online session, and we have observed that many of the times they are not interested in what is happening in English and Hindi class, but at the same time they are very happy what is happening in art class or music class or dance class. So it is so gratifying seeing them happy during music class. So I am a person who is of the very strong opinion that when we talk about online classes also, it shouldn't be only academics. It has to be beyond academics also, because we have to cater to each and every learner. Now here, our counselors talk to them on one-to-one basis, whether it's FaceTime call or it's a Zoom meeting or anything, wherein they can see each other. Though the journey is very long, because it is taking time. For these children, our special learner, this is a very new world. They are taking time, but giving up is not what we believe in. But we have to take them forward.
Exactly. We have to take them forward. And once they get into that mode,
then nobody can stop them. Sky, even, I mean, there are skies which will open for them. Everything, all the doors will open for them because they have that potential. The only thing is, are we really tapping the right potential, or we are just keeping them away ki nahi, ye to online world hai, they will not understand. I think we have to change our mindset. The growth mindset is the need of the hour.
And actually, this is what I wanted you to speak up. Because not everybody is aware, not everybody is accepting the fact that yes, these kids do need special attention. There are parents, exactly. There are parents, who have been just neglecting whatever we as special educators and counselors have been telling them. Reason being, they think that the child is not doing things purposely. He's not interested in studies, whereas it is not the case. Like, I would request all the parents, and I think you'll also agree to it, if a child is not performing in the class, we should find the root cause. We should not just go and brand, tag, and nag them. We need to talk to them. We need to find the root cause so that things can be taken ahead. What is your take on?
Completely agree, Reena ji. And at the same time, I have one more request to all the parents who are sitting and listening to this. See, we very casually we say in front of others, अब ये तो लिखता ही नहीं है, इसका तो मन ही नहीं करता है. I mean, I know he can do, करता ही नहीं है. You never know what the child is going through. How can you label your child in front of others? So when it comes to our organization, these things are completely banned. First thing, your child means you will discuss your child only in front of us and counselor, not in front of 10 parents. Why do we have to do that? Why do we have to demean the child? Second thing, if whenever counselor will call you, please understand, we are here to extend a helping hand. एक हमारी country में जो notion है, बहुत notion है. अभी तो I think all over the world now people are coming up and they are accepting this fact that yes, we need to work together with special children and we can work together with them. But the common notions goes कि counselor ने बुलाया तो मतलब कुछ मेरे बच्चे में problem है. It is not about problem. It is not about problem. Each and every child is unique. Each and every child is individual. So why don't we cater to their individuality? ठीक है, एक बच्चा लिखने में थोड़ा कमजोर है, but the child can be good in other things also. Why we are not opening those arenas for them? And that is my humble request and humble submission to everyone, all the parents. Please accept the way your child is. Then only you will be able to nurture and see how beautiful the child will grow up to.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. This one more last question. Ma'am, it's not that I am branding or tagging a teacher, but there are some teachers, who are not able to handle such students in the school, in the class. And they say, कि अरे ये तो कुछ करने वाला नहीं है, ये तो कुछ नहीं कर सकता. And they insult the students in front of the other students and the other parents and the school. At times even the management, they are after them that he is not doing, he will not do. And even some special educators, who claim themselves to be special educators, they say that isko to likhna hi padega, he has to write at any cost. When a child is dysgraphic, a child is dyslexic, how can that child write? I don't understand. Like, I don't know how, like, where does that training that a special educator goes when they are dealing with children who are dyslexic and dysgraphic? So what do you have to say to these teachers and special educators? Because I am 100% sure you might have been dealing with such students a lot.
So what my take is and what I want to convey to everyone is, can we really grow up? We really need to grow up when it comes to our outlook. The child who is sitting there and the child whom you are labeling is an individual, a living entity. Are you understanding the child's feeling? Why do we talk about the big word like empathy? Why do we talk about empathy when we cannot feel it? I understand each one of us cannot think in the same way, but can't we try? I mean, you take example of today's COVID situation, whatever resource you have, however rich you have, how much ever money do you have, we all are in it together. We all are confined to our four walls. So can't we become more responsible now? I mean, the moment, Reena ji, the moment anyone, whether special educator or a normal teacher or a principal, anyone, the day we will change our mindset, the way we will open our arenas for more learning, the way we will become more empathetic, I think the world will change. Empathy is the big key factor. We just speak about empathy. 21st century skill, empathy. Why we can't imbibe it? The day we will do, you will see the difference. Again and again, I speak about two attributes, empathy and gratitude. The more we practice it, it will go a long way. And as an educator, as a teacher, what we need to take care of, I mean, whatever we are speaking, वो बोलते हैं ना, मन वचन कर्म, these have to go in sync. We cannot speak something and do something else. जब तक हमारे मन वचन कर्म, वो तीनों मन वचन कर्म तीनों एक साथ सिंक नहीं होंगे, then we are not collaborating with our own self. So first collaborate with your own self, your own thoughts, your own voice, your own vision, and then go ahead and see the world is open for you. And I'll tell you one thing, I have dealt with many, I mean, I have taken care of, not dealt is not a right word, I have taken care of many special needs children, and the kind of love they give you in return,
exactly,
that cannot be put in words.
That is, you cannot compare it. I don't have a proper word to use for it. That is uncomparable. That is uncomparable.
Yes. That is uncomparable. I have no word for that.
These kids are somebody, you know, who just want you to love them.
Yes.
You speak politely, softly, kindly to them, and they will do anything. Even if they are not able to write, but yes, they will try. And if you are rude and you just are trying to boss on the kids, they will not even do what they can do.
Yes. So it's up to you. See,
yes,
how you are nurturing them, how you are nurturing them.
Exactly. What I have observed as a special educator and a counselor is that these kids can do wonders. You tell them to take any activity, you tell them to take up any sport, you tell them to take up anything that is not involving reading and writing. They will be the best.
Completely agree.
They will be the best. You can even compare your toppers and you compare them in activities. I guess the kids who are scoring above 90, 95, 98%, which is a common thing these days, they will be doing much better than them.
Yes. Yes, so, there are. I mean, you go to Google, you will find the success stories of so many students. So why we cannot become a part of their success story?
I have always had I always keep this these words said by Ignacio Estrada. If a child cannot learn the way you teach, maybe we can teach the way he learns. So I think we teachers need to imbibe it. And this is the most common lines, you know, which I use in everywhere I go, everywhere, because this is something which has really got imbibed into me. And I feel think, yes, ma'am, please.
Each one of us needs to imbibe that. Each one of us.
Yes, yes. Because every child is a different learner. Every child is born with a different ability and a different capability.
Yes.
So I think we should sum up here, because I guess you have a very important meeting right now. Otherwise, this topic is quite vast and we can go for hours. Some other day,
and it is very, very close to all your and my heart. We know that thing.
Yes,
this topic is very close to our heart.
I think we can speak on this topic some other day, the day you are free, because this is not a small series that will end in 2 or 3 days. Like, I have planned it in a way that it's going to go for many, many days. In fact, we will be planning something more exciting for children also. And I would definitely love to have some of my students also to come and speak about their experiences. And I would request you also to tell some of your students to come and speak, because this will give them a very different kind of a platform. And let's me and you together plan a debate for students online.
Yes, yes. Let's collaborate for that. Yes.
I think that will definitely, in fact, I would request all the others also who've been there with me and are heading the schools. We should come up with something, you know, where our senior students can be involved. Let's come together and think about topics and start a debate for them. That will give them more confidence, because the world will be viewing them. It's not just the school friends and all. And I think that will definitely make a difference. Let's engage our students, our children, somewhere where they gain something, they learn something. What do you say, ma'am?
Definitely. This is going to be a very successful model. Again, what you said, bring our children, let them speak, let them debate, let us hear their voice. Students' voice matters. So let us hear their voice, give them platform. I mean, okay, they are confined to their homes, but they are still associated to the entire world, and show them that world. Bring that
And
world closer for them.
they are watching the news, they are watching everything every day, and they are also
Yes.
thinking what is coming next. I think they'll be the best people to give. In fact, while we'll be having these debates, they will be coming up with such points, which are going to help us, imbibing them in us, because a teacher is an eternal learner, as I earlier also said.
Yes.
And we learn from our children.
We do learn from our children, and that is why I say that the best part about being a teacher is it's everyday learning, and every day a new learning, because the children teach you so much. But are you ready to bow down to learn? That is what makes you a different individual.
I won't hold you long, ma'am, because you have a very important meeting, and I will definitely call you one other day with a different
Yes,
topic.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So much. It's wonderful to come on your platform. Thank you so much. Thank you,
so
everyone.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.